Morning, sir. Hello.
Yes, good morning. How are you today?
Yeah, fine. I'm seeing people seems to still be sleeping.
Yeah, that's what I'm noticing. Also,
Mm.
I can see about 8 members. If we can reach 10, I think we can be able to start. That was my target. If we can reach 10, then we can just start and maybe wait for them as we do the thing. Okay.
Okay.
Mm. Okay, members, welcome. It has been a long time since we started interacting uh, on this lecture, and today marks, I think, the end of our lectures. I think the next thing we shall be waiting for will be the examination, okay? Final examination. So, thank you for being there all along since the day we started. It has been good interacting with you, and I remember I gave a coursework for those who submitted. That's perfect. That's very interesting. And there are two people, I think. Yes, Dennis, I was communicating with you last time, and you are telling me that one of the members had some issues here and there, though you did not actually tell me or share with me the exact problem that a member went through. I hope you will chat with me on that. Then the other member, I'm not sure who that person is. Uh, in any case, anybody gets to know whoever has not submitted, please let them know that. It is one of the requirements for you to be able to qualify to do or to sit for an exam. So it's one of the requirements. If you don't have coursework, then you're not qualified to sit for the examination, for an examination. So just let those two members know that, so that they react immediately. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So, like I said, welcome to this lecture, which is our last one. And I know, given that it is the last, please, at the end of it, ensure that in case you have anything to ask, anything to communicate, anything to let me know, anything to pass across, use this opportunity, yes, to do that. Okay. Okay. So today we are going to look at the emerging information systems. Let me share the screen and then we begin right away. Okay, hope you are able to see this screen, the PowerPoint presentation. Are you able to see the PowerPoint presentation?
Yes.
Okay. All right, all right, all right. I'm going to leave it in this mode. I'm not going to activate the slideshow because we're using Google Meet, and I think some members will be joining, and it will be interrupting me to, leave it, the presentation, then go back and see how I can admit them or let them in. So it's quite interrupting. So let me leave it in this mode. I hope it's very clear. The zoom. How is the zoom in this mode? Can you see?
Yeah, it
Okay.
is seen unless you have eye problems.
All right. Okay. It's fine. Eye problems. Okay, so that's food for thought, because you can come up with a system that can address that, so that whoever has eye problem is also catered for. Okay. So let's now begin with. Oh, okay. I did not. Okay. So emerging information systems. So we have been looking at information systems from day one, the day of introduction. We said we explained what an information system is. mm, a combination of different components interacting together to create, store, manipulate or process, display information. Okay. And we saw some of those components, including the people who actually manage, run, and maintain these systems. Okay, we saw the procedures, which include the rules, the methods, and the policies that guide on how the information system is used. Say, for example, if a disaster happens, what procedure, what should you go through? I mean, to counteract or react to that kind of scenarios that happen. So all these are procedures. We saw the procedures. How should you operate? Who is authorized to access which part of the system? All these are procedures. Then we looked at another component, including the information itself, because information, we said, is uh, processed data, okay, which has meaningful value to the users of that information. We looked at the technology component, which includes the IT, okay, the information technology, which represents the technology component. in the whole information system. So we saw things to do with hardware, software, telecommunications, and the internet and the networks. That is part of the technology component. And we went ahead to describe deeply how all these make sense as parts, as subsets of the information system. So we looked at that. We went ahead to see the qualities of the information system. I mean, how is information regarded valuable in organizations? Because we said it is information that now, this is what I was talking about. People coming late, interrupting the session because you have to go and allow them in, you know. So this is really, really okay. Okay. So I was saying, we looked at the qualities of good information, of valuable information, and we said some of them are, because we said information is the one that is used by managers and decision makers, you know, to make decisions or informed decisions in their organizations. Okay, we saw some of those qualities: brevity, information must be brief, you know, accuracy. There are quite a lot of qualities or characteristics that good information or valuable information can be is supposed to be, you know. Accessibility, is it accessible, readily accessible in a timely manner, you know. There are many things that we looked at. You guys, I hope you are going through all these concepts and you're understanding them. We looked at things to do with some concepts to do with information, system concepts, things to do with uh, efficiency and effectiveness, you know, of the system. I remember we explained that, and we had to give it a distinction between effectiveness and efficiency. We looked at many things. We broke down the evolution of information systems way back in the 1950s, where we had transaction processing systems, which actually were basically for performing business transactions, things to do with paying employees, paying suppliers, and some routine business transactions that were that were being done those days, way back in the 1950s, when the computers started to be developed. So some of those business transactions became automated upon development of the computers. We saw how that evolved from the transaction processing systems only to things to do with management information systems, you know, systems that produce information for decision making in terms of in form of reports and other things. We looked at the evolution from management information systems to what we call the decision support, because we understand limitations in one system uh, came up with another what system that was more effective, okay, than the other, less costly, but more effective. Okay, so management information system, we saw how it is used to produce information for decision making, and its major purpose was to effect the operations of the business. That's operational efficiency, to make sure that things are done right in the business. Okay, and we saw that developments occurred from that up to decision support, because whereas management information systems used to ensure that things are done right, but the decision support system went ahead to actually deal with the right thing. So you do the right thing. Okay, it was problem specific decision support. So we looked at the evolution from that to, you know, office automation, from automate routine office tasks like copying, photocopying, printing, some of the daily office tasks, mailing, emailing. So some of those things started happening, automating some of those processes in businesses using technology or computing or information systems. We looked at other evolutions, executive information systems, which were meant for only executives. Say these are big people, and including which include the top executives, people who are always busy thinking on how the business should move forward. And we said some of those people did not have enough time to become data analysts, analyzing huge amounts of data. Not really. They only needed a system with capabilities to allow them just use, like, click a button and get what they want, okay, without necessarily becoming data analysts. So we looked at that as well. We came and saw how other evolutions happened over the years. It was quite a lot of stuff that we looked at. So today we are going to see more evolutions, and this time emerging, we're calling them emerging information systems, or you can call them specialized information systems. Okay? All right. So, okay. Now, this is what I was talking about. This is, I hope you are able to see these slides. Okay? Are we together? Are we together?
Yes, sir, we are.
Perfect. So this is what I was talking about from the 1980s and all that, those kind of evolutions, decision support, management, information systems, all this. So this is what I was talking about. Office automations, office automation systems, I've already explained that. Basically for automating the office, routine office jobs or office tasks that are done in an office, because in an office setting, you have to communicate with the team members through emails, through, printouts and all that stuff. So this is how office automated. Wow, people are now interrupting me because they need to join. This is Nyanzi Matia. It's coming late. Some people, I hope some people did not over enjoy last weekend. Okay.
We did, but we managed to come early.
Huh? You're saying?
We enjoyed, but we managed to come early.
Okay. But some did not manage to come early, as I can see they're joining now. So, well, so let's see some of the emerging information systems: office automation systems, expert systems, enterprise resource planning, then enterprise systems. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's. Then this is the continuation: geographic information systems, global information systems, data warehouses, search engines. Okay. So these are the ones we're going to look at. Okay, I'm not using the slideshow because of the interruption by the members who are joining in late. So enterprise resource planning, we are saying it integrates internal and external management information across an entire organization. Okay, so it embraces finance, accounting, manufacturing, sales and service, then customer relations management. There is a comma here between manufacturing, then sales and service. These are two different functions of the business. The manufacturing function is different from the sales and service, okay? Then customer relations management. ERP automates this activity with an integrated software application. Its purpose is to facilitate the flow of information between all business functions inside the boundaries of the organization and manage connections to the outside stakeholders. It runs on a variety of hardware, software, and network configurations, typically employing a database as a repository. So ERP, this is what we are meaning. ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. So unlike those days where we used to do, transaction processing, some of those technologies that happened before this ERP, a time came and uh, they realized that actually when you combine or you integrate some of these systems, then you are able to relay to enhance the flow of information, okay? Because if the manufacturing system was separate from the accounting and finance system, then from the customer relationship management system, and maybe the sales, then the human resources, all these functions. You see, a business organization or a business entity has many functions, or operations. So you may have human resource, the human resource function, customer service, you have the manufacturing function, then you have the accounting and finance. So all these systems, if all these functions have a separate systems, uh, uh, separate system, then it becomes quite difficult for information to flow within, all the members of those functions. So ERP is a system that integrates all those subsystems together, okay? So that information flows very fast and people are able to make decisions, faster decision making. It's for faster decision making because information is flowing very fast. So you are able to know if you're in the manufacture, for example, the manufacturing function, you are able to know, you can easily see the information that is coming out from the, probably maybe the logistics function, and understand that actually maybe some inventory is yet to come out of stock or something like that, and you're able to take immediate to make immediate decision on whether you should uh, add more inventory, or produce more, so that you are not always lagging behind. Because if for example, the inventory is out, if you are out of stock, and yet maybe in the next month, uh, there's probability of making more sales depending on the market trends, you may eventually not be able to catch up with that. But if you are able to know some of these things that are happening in the organization, and there is already faster information flow, you can be able to make faster decisions, so that you are always in what? In on a, you are always on track, okay? You are always on track. So basically, ERP integrates all these systems. It's just a set of software that integrates uh, operations, the vital, actually, it's all about the vital business operations. Operations like the manufacturing, operation, yeah? Things to do finance and accounting. Sometimes it can also integrate with the purchasing subsystems on what items to purchase in the company, so that you are always on track. You're not lagging behind, and the company moves on very well. Okay, so that's the ERP, and it integrates all these vital business operations on an entire multi-site global organization, because there are certain organizations which have branches. You may be operating, for example, in Lira branch. There is another branch in Kampala. Even globally, you have in Kenya, Rwanda, East Africa, in Central Africa, in West Africa, overseas, Europe, China, or Asia, and other. So ERP it integrates all these vital business operations on a global multi-site business organization. so that you are able to know what is going on within your business, okay, at that level, global level. So that's the ERP. And each company has uh, the way it designs its ERP system, because some companies have their ERP with certain operations, certain functions, whereas others may not have another certain function. Another one may, for example, a company may have an ERP with either the finance function integrated with the manufacturing function, integrated with the purchasing function, you know. Another company may have another ERP with more functions integrated together. So it depends on a company on which kind of ERP or which kind of functions are integrated into that system. So basically, that's the importance of ERP, to enhance information flow for faster decision making in the company or organization. Okay, so that was ERP. Okay, so you can read all this. There's a common database. So there's a common database for all those in different functions. So everything is integrated together with a common database. So you can go through some of these details, okay? But I've already given you the background of the ERP. Somebody wants to join. This is what I was talking about. You are coming late. Okay. Now, let's look at this is ERP. Please, there are many details here. Go through them. Go through them for broader understanding. Okay, it's for broader understanding. Okay, so let's look at this is okay. You know, I didn't activate my slideshow. That's why I'm getting now all this. Okay. Geographic information system. So another emerging information is the geographic information. You can call it GIS. And we are saying the geographic information system basically is used to is a system designed to capture, store, manipulate, and analyze or manage and present all types of geographically referenced data. So basically, that's it. The geographic for geographic data. Okay, that's the geographic information system. Okay, so I hope it digitally creates and manipulates spatial areas that may be jurisdictional purpose or application oriented for which a specific GIS is developed. Okay, so this is the GIS for geographic information. So one of the geographic data is like, for example, the weather condition. The weather condition. This is geographic data. You did geography. So when I say geographic data, you must not be lost. Is there any person who did not do geography? Any person never did geography? I hope all of us did geography. Doesn't matter at what level you did it, but we did geography. So we know what geographic data means. And let me first plug in my computer. It's complaining, it is running low, the battery. Just a second, please. Okay, so I was saying that the geographic information system is about creating or capturing, storing, manipulating, analyzing, or managing geographical reference data. Uh, for example, the weather conditions. You know, you may implement a GIS to actually capture the condition of weather, and many times some of these geographical information systems are designed with the capability of forecasting. You know, forecasting means you're trying to predict the future using certain data. Okay, so some of these geographic information systems are used for forecasting. You are able to study certain data and predict that probably there is a hurricane or some kind of a storm that is coming. And some of these systems are used along at the coastal areas, and they are able to help forecast if there are certain storms that are coming depending on the weather condition. So depending on the data that has been captured, the weather data, they're able to forecast and say, probably in a few months to come, we're going to have a storm, we're going to have winds, we are going to have this and that. So that is how it operates, okay? Basically, that is what it means. So this is the geographic information system, integrates, stores, edits, analyzes, shares, displays geographic information for informing decision making. Yes, because if you are able to know that there is a storm that is coming, then you can do what we call countermeasures, you know, so that by the time it comes, then you are able to either, so it's either you can detect and prevent, okay, something like that. So basically that is geographic information systems. This is how they operate, okay? Okay. Remote sensing. Well, remote sensing from the word, it's acquisition of spatial, spectral, temporal, and radiometric information about a target surface. Could be the Earth's land or the water surface. So this is remote sensing from images, photographs acquired from a distance of the target surface, usually through electromagnetic energy emitted from the target surface. And normally remotely sensed data are gathered from observation platforms such as balloons, radars, aeroplanes or helicopters or rockets, continuous observation, stationary satellites. Okay, so basically now remote sensing, you read all this content, please, guys, and be able to digest. Remotes, somebody wants to join. This is really interactive. So first of all, what you know is that remote sensing is about, you implement what we call the sensors, okay? The sensors that will capture or gather the data that will be now conveyed for analysis, okay, or processing, for you to be able to come up with useful information and make informed decisions given the data that you're collecting using the sensors. So these sensors can be deployed on either on the land, on the land, okay? You can monitor the land, you can deploy sensors on the land, you can even deploy sensors inside the ocean. You can even deploy sensors inside the ocean, and you monitor certain parameters. They could be the temperature, they could be the winds, they could be the currents, the waves, the ocean waves, whatever physical phenomena that exists. You can use the sensor to monitor that, okay, whether on land, whether in the ocean or in the air. So, and some of these data that are captured, okay, they can be able to be used. I mean, they can be used for making informed decisions. So basically, that's remote sensing. That is remote sensing. You can know if the sensors are in the ocean, monitoring certain waves, you know, the ocean waves and other physical phenomena. So you can be able to, you know, help track what's going on inside the ocean, in the air, on the land, and make decisions for the earth. I mean, because we are humans and we stay on this earth, so we must be knowing what's going on around us so that catastrophe does not befall us when we are not knowing. So that's the importance of technology. You can you can deploy sensors in the ocean, in the air, and on the land using some of these technologies, the satellites we have for monitoring. We have aeroplanes, balloons, you're seeing rockets, so that we know what's going on around us as humanity. Okay, as humanity. So that's remote sensing together with geographic information system. And so you read this for broad understanding. Okay, there's a lot of content which is here. You read it for broader understanding, but that's the entire background of remote sensing and geographic information systems. Okay, remote sensing synergism. This is well, GIS synergism. This is basically trying to integrate the capability of the GIS, of the geographic information system, together with the remote sensing, bringing things together. So synergism is basically kind of trying to bring the capabilities of the GIS and the capabilities of remote sensing together so that you get something more powerful. Instead of using only the GIS or instead of using only the remote sensing, why can't you combine the two and then come up with something even bigger? Okay, so the results, two heads are better than one. This is basically what is meaning. So we combine the results of you combine these two technologies, GIS and remote sensing, and then you'll come up with something more productive, okay, than using the individual technologies. Okay, guys, you go through all these. There are a lot of details. There are a lot of details. Please go through them. Geography. This is now global. We on global. Let me first accept this. Somebody wants to join. Emma. Okay. Okay. So global information system. Well, global from the word for it, it is developed to be used in a global context. Okay. It's developed to be used in a global context. It's a system which attempts to deliver the totality of measurable data worldwide within a defined context. Like, for example, the Google Earth. You know how Google Earth works, okay? And then the GPS. GPS, what's GPS in full? Anybody? GPS, what's GPS in full? Somebody who wants to...
Global positioning system.
Edward, you're saying?
Global positioning system.
Exactly. So GPS is global positioning system. So you know what that means. It's like you're trying to identify a location. You gather location data, so you're able to monitor or be able to know where what is. Okay, like you can if for example a device has GPS capability, Even our phones, even the phones you're having, the smartphones, they have GPS capability, or you can call them location capabilities. Certain times, if for security reasons, if for example you don't like to be tracked by your phone, one of the things you can do with your phone is to disable the location services, okay? So that people don't know wherever you are. Though it's sometimes, well, maybe if your phone gets lost, then you also need to, if you had already disabled the location services, then it becomes quite difficult for you to be able to trace it back if it got lost. So one thing has an advantage and a disadvantage. You get the point? Just like the internet, we use the internet so much and it has transformed the lives of people all over the world. But it also has disadvantages when it comes to security. Okay? So everything with an advantage has got a disadvantage. What's important is how to come up with solutions on how you can minimize some of those disadvantages. Because as long as it has an advantage, then it is useful. It's useful. So what's important is coming out with solutions to minimize some of those disadvantages. If it is security, then what should you do? What should you do to ensure that it is secure? So those are that's what we can now think about. So GPS, that's global positioning system. For example, currently the country intends to deploy devices, or you can call them electronic data recorders, or whatever kind of technology they are using. But there are certain devices which will be deployed in cars. I think you are aware of that development in the country, Uganda. They intend to install certain devices which will be, and they will be having GPS capability, because they're saying they will be monitoring and be able to know where you are in case you committed a crime. The target is for reducing crime, okay? So that means they have GPS capability. Okay, so that means, and the whole architecture of the GPS system is those devices capture the location and then they send the data to the satellite app, and then the satellite transmits now to the control station or the control room, and that data is monitored and all that stuff. So that's the global information system, and we are saying the GPS is one of them, and basically that. So read that, guys, and you'll be able to understand in details. Okay, so let me. All right. Now let me. Global, okay, this is the same. Okay, let me use this. Office automation. We looked at office automation, I think, long time ago. We looked at office automation, whereby we said that computers now were used to machinery, or computer machinery and software became were developed to be used to digitally create, collect, store, and manipulate office information. Okay, for accomplishing office tasks. You understand? Things to do with photocopying, filing, mailing, typing, all these things that were supposed to be done in the office to ensure communication, to ensure that the tasks were done efficiently and effectively. Okay? Tasks like typing, so the computers were used for typing, photocopying, using photocopiers, printers came into play, so all these things, mailing, email, and all that. So all these things were done to automate, the business or the routine tasks in an office environment. Okay, and in any case, the offices were, because there are companies which have offices that are far away apart. You may have an office here, you have another office in Kampala, another place. So also the internet. That's why we're saying the backbone of office automation was the LAN, the local area network, which allows users to transmit data, mail, and even voice across the network. Voice, you can use the VoIP, the voice over internet protocol. Okay, so you can communicate using the internet, the LAN together with the internet. Okay, so that's office automation. That is office automation. Because all these tasks were done manually. Can you imagine the time when there was no internet, the time when there was no computers? Remember, we only had a typewriter. Some of those things. People could not communicate on email. All these technologies are not there. And there was need to automate these things so that office tasks are more effective. Okay? So that's why computers were used to do that. The internet came in and things went well. So that's office automation. You're saying that was in the 1970s, okay? Okay, and 1980s, as the desktop computer exploded into the scene. That's when the desktop computer exploded or was developed and started to get used so much, okay, to do some of those tasks, emailing, printing, typing, photocopying, and all those office tasks, routine tasks that are needed in an office setting. Okay, so that's office automation. That is office automation. Okay. Okay. Another thing, data warehouse. Data warehouse. Okay. So data warehouse, are there people who are doing data mining? You guys, have you started? Is it you? I think you are supposed to be. Some people are doing data mining and others are doing graphics. Hello?
No, AI.
AI, okay.
Doing AI.
It is AI and data mining, yeah? Others are doing AI, others are doing data mining.
Yes.
Okay. Oh. Okay. So for those who are doing data mining, they know what we're talking about when you talk about a data warehouse. Even those who are doing the artificial intelligence, because all these sister courses, yes, they are sister courses. So doesn't matter whether you are specializing in data mining or whether you are specializing in artificial intelligence, because all these courses they work together. They are related. They are related.
So,
Yeah. Somebody's asking?
then, now what will happen with us who are not doing either of them?
Oh. Oh. Okay. Hey. Oh, computer education. Okay.
Yeah, we don't do data mining, we don't do artificial intelligence.
Okay. Okay, I think it was not captured in your curriculum. It's not captured in your curriculum, but you will be able to understand. Don't worry, okay? You'll be able to understand. I'm going to see how I can explain some of these things so that you guys can be able to know what artificial intelligence is and what data mining is, okay? Okay? I think.
Okay.
All right.
All right, sir.
Okay. Okay, now, Okay. First of all, artificial intelligence, maybe I can try to break it down, okay, for some of those members to be able to understand, okay? So artificial intelligence is a field of computer science, or don't mind if I say computer science. So artificial intelligence is a field whereby the computer system, so in other words, the computer system has the ability of the artificial intelligence capability. So it's where that system will be able to mimic the characteristics or imitate the characteristics of human intelligence. Okay? So that is basically what artificial intelligence means. It is a system or a field where the computer system mimics or imitates the characteristics of human intelligence. That is basically artificial intelligence. Now, artificial intelligence has many subsets, or you can call them subfields. One of them is the expert systems, okay? And in expert systems, what do we mean as one of the subfields of artificial intelligence is whereby the system is able to make suggestions or function like a human expert in a certain what area. We have experts in human experts. Somebody may be an expert in microbiology. Somebody may be an expert in neurosurgery. Somebody may be an expert in any field. Okay, statistics, anything, any field where somebody can become an expert. So an expert system as a subset or as one of the subfields of artificial intelligence is where the computer system can even make suggestions and is able to function like a human expert in a certain field. So that's expert system. And that system, how is it able to do that? It will of course, the system is able to capture and gather knowledge, expert knowledge, okay? It is able to capture and gather expert knowledge. And then it has data, all that data, rules, and relationships between that data on how to come up with a certain outcome or create value is stored in what we call a knowledge base of the expert system. So the expert system has a certain repository called the knowledge base that gathers, that captures all the expert knowledge, all that data with the rules and relations on what to do or on how to come up with certain outcome. Yes, so that's where all that information is kept in the knowledge base of the expert system. Meaning that, for example, if a neurosurgeon died, or if he retired, or if he, for example, maybe fell sick or left even for another job, then then the company is not going to lose all that level of experience of that person, is not going to lose all those skills, no. Because the knowledge, the data, all that experience has been kept in what they call the knowledge base. So other people or other members can be able to use that to be able to ensure that all that knowledge is not lost when somebody dies or loses a job, or leaves for another job or retires. That is expert systems. Now, another subfield of artificial intelligence, is natural language processing. And natural language processing is whereby the computer system, the computer system itself is able to process our mother tongue, the natural languages. Okay? You just speak to it and it knows what to do, what you're saying. Okay, that is natural language processing. Whether it is English, whether it is Chinese, whether it is whatever kind of language you speak with it, it will understand it, and it will give you the output depending on what you are commanding it to do. So that is another field. You guys, when you finish, you can even specialize in that, because when you specialize in artificial intelligence, you must still go ahead and identify an area of research or something like that which you want to get expertise from. Okay. Then another area is vision systems. You can count vision systems like virtual reality. So these are systems that try to simulate real life or imaginary environments. Okay. Last time I was seeing who is that? There's one of our colleagues. Members of the class. Is it computer science? Yes. It's called, who I've forgotten his name. Muzamuz Lennox. I saw Muzamuz.
Was the one, sir.
Is it Muzamuz? Lennox. Yes, I saw Lennox one day. He was trying to do some virtual reality. I hope whether I don't know whether you shared that pic with the members, but it was interesting. He was trying to pass his time and enjoy his. I don't know whether it was a vacation or something like that. But virtual reality is trying to simulate real life environments or imaginary environments. And on an advanced level technologies, you can be able, for example, if you want to know how to treat, if for example you're in the medical field, like those people in the medical field, they can use such systems. Of course, obviously developed by people like you, you know. So they can use such system, for example, to simulate how they can treat, for example, a cancer patient. So if he doesn't know how to treat a cancer patient, or even if they know, of course they know because they are there, but they can first go into a virtual world, okay, and simulate how actually what happens, the procedures, the steps, what you do if you're treating a cancer patient until the cancer patient maybe gets better, something like that. You simulate it so that by the time you go to do it in reality, you already know what you're going to do. So that's virtual reality. That's how virtual reality can be useful. Okay? That's one. That's another area of artificial intelligence. Then, okay, another area is robotics. Another area of artificial intelligence is robotics. And the robotics in this case is that robots, these are machines or computer machines that do the work that is quite boring. They do the work that is quite hazardous, dangerous, you know, complex, over complex work that humans see as boring, see as dangerous to do, see as complex to do. So these robots come in and do such kind of work. That's the whole thing of robotics. Such kind of work can be like welding the car vehicles, you know. Yes, those cars, welding them. That's dangerous, boring, and complex for humans. So the robots can do that job. Another kind of scenario is for example, assembling computer systems or assembling even the computer components. For example, if you look at the motherboard of the computer, you see all those electronic components, the capacitors, the diodes, the resistors, all those electronic components that are integrated together and assembled in a motherboard. A human being cannot do that. That's very, very, very complex for a human being. So all that is done by robots. Assemble some of these things, you know. So that's robotics. And many other areas, robots can do a lot of things for humans. Okay, they can do a lot of things for humans. and many developers are now coming in the areas of robotics. You know, have you know Sophia? Sophia, that's the one of the most celebrated robots in the field of robotics. Sophia, you know that? You know, you can research about Sophia and try to find out about Sophia and what she has done so far in the field of robots. Okay. Then another area of artificial intelligence is machine learning. Now, machine learning is whereby machines, of course, when you say machines, we are meaning computer machines or computer systems, is where these machines are able to use data and learn from that data to predict the future. And now machine learning, there's a way it is related to now data mining. And now that's what we are talking about, the data warehouse stuff and all that thing. So machine learning and data mining is almost related, because you have data, usually historical data, okay, in a repository, and many times we call them data sets or data mats, and so not databases. Databases is something small, but a data set has historical data, huge amounts of data. I'm telling you, huge, tons and tons, or terabytes and terabytes of data, historical data, which are somewhere stored, centrally stored, for example, and they are coming from many sources. Because you see, we are in this, the world has come to a level whereby we have, even now in our homes, we have devices, fridges, we have smart TVs, we have many devices all over in our homes, in our institutions, places of work, wherever we are, cameras, everything. Now all these devices are connected to the internet. Everything now is connected to the internet. So that's where now the field of Internet of Things comes in, or the Internet of Everything. That's the future of the Internet of Things. So all these devices that wherever we are, in our homes, smart devices, in places of work, in the cities, cameras, everything, detectors, all these are connected to the internet. So meaning they are capturing a lot of data. They are capturing a lot of data and sending it to certain control rooms for analysis. So all these data, they are huge. All these data are huge. We are interacting with social media, Facebook, WhatsApp. All this data must be analyzed and made useful, okay, by the people managing all these websites and all these systems, you know. So how do they manage or analyze this data? It's very difficult for a human being. That's why now data analysis comes in, and machine learning or predictive analytics, whereby you get historical data and be able to study, analyze that data, create models, and help you find out. For example, you can be able to tell the future from the data. You can know that, oh, these people are visiting my website and they are always checking this and this kind of products. That means probably in the next few months or in the future, this product is going to be a hot cake. And you make decision and start, you know, reducing that kind of product. So that's all machine learning, using historical data to predict the future, you know, all that stuff. Now, data warehouse. I said data warehouse is related to machine learning. By the way, you guys are going to come to the final year sooner than later. So your time will come, you'll be able to come up with projects. And the project is part and partial for your qualification, okay, of the entire program. So it's partial fulfillment academically. So you'll have to do it. And some of you will come up with projects. You can choose any area. But if you want to make your project a hot cake, then you can integrate or bring in the aspect of artificial intelligence in your project. Something like that. I'm telling you, your project will be a hot cake. It will sell. Okay. You can, for example, people like you can come up with a project that, for example, and you see when you're coming with a project now, project. You can come up with something that it really solves the real life problem. Okay, a real life problem, a problem that is existing around us, or even global problem, whether it's a local problem at the university, whether it is, you know, much wider problem, maybe in a Lira city, or much even wider in Uganda, or even much wider global problem. Okay, so you can come up with a system, but of course, it's always advisable you start with the local ones so that you know, either your city, university, or your country, something like that. Yes, because when you're a beginner, you have to, first of all, you have to understand how to do things, and you start developing global things, solutions, when you develop knowledge. And of course, start small. Yes, start small. But what's important is if whichever level you always think about the artificial intelligence, because this is the future of technology. Okay. Eh, Okay, I think I've spoken much. Let's talk about the data warehouse. So we're saying a data warehouse is a collection of data mats. You can call them data set representing historical data from different operations. I told you where all that data can be coming from. From the Internet of Things. Devices are connected to the internet from either from the website of the company or from whatever the source can be, maybe from sensors, deployed somewhere. So the data warehouse is viewed as a database of historical data. Many times you may confuse a database and the data warehouse. They are different because the database is basically it's something small. It's like just 1% of the data warehouse of data, because the data warehouse has huge amounts of data and it's all about historical data. Okay. Okay, so basically that is it. Okay, so this data warehouse has that historical data, and the historical data can be analyzed to predict the future, or to come up with useful insights from that data. There are certain insights you may not know from a data as humans. Okay, although there are certain experts who can analyze this data. There are people who know statistics. They can use probability theory and be able to analyze the data and be able to know that, oh, for example, you can have data and say maybe this person or these people are going to have diabetes, depending on the historical data. Maybe, and some of these you use what you call algorithms. Okay, you use algorithms to be able to analyze, computer algorithms, and be able to tell that this is going to happen. So data warehouse stores data for analysis that is supposed to be analyzed to come up with certain insights and make decisions for the company. Basically, that is what we are trying to mean here. So these are some of the terminologies. Subject-oriented data, it's data that gives information about a particular subject. Integrated data, it's data that is gathered into the data warehouse from a variety of sources and merged into. So you read about these terminologies for you to know and be able to, read these terminologies. Okay, you can even do more research if you want. For those who are now doing data mining, you can even do more research, so that in the future, if you finish your program, you can even specialize on a master's degree, either in data mining and analytics, something like that, or machine learning. For those who are even doing artificial intelligence, you can now specialize for machine learning as part of artificial intelligence, or whatever. There are many areas you can go to. Yes. There are many areas. There are many areas. So that is it. Okay, that's data warehouse continuation. It can be used for this decision support, manage and control businesses. This is what we're talking about. Okay. So have you ever been there and you access, for example, a website and they start recommending for you certain products? Actually, they recommend for you a certain product or something. They recommend you something that actually was on your mind. You're like, what? How did they know? How did they read my mind that actually this is what I intend to maybe buy if it's a product? Oh, this is what I want. They recommend for you something, and you wonder how did they know? But that's all artificial intelligence, machine learning. They use historical data that is captured and stored in a data warehouse, and they use it, that historical data. How have you been accessing the website? What things do you usually look at, search? So all that, there are algorithms which can be able to analyze all that, all those trends, and be able to know that, oh, this guy or this such and such people, whenever they visit, they look at this and this. So let's recommend this. And when you reach there, they start recommending you certain things that that were in your mind. So all that is analytics and predictive analytics or machine learning. Okay. So basically that is the entire thing. Yes, that's the entire thing. You guys, I hope you will be able to dig deeper if you want more understanding, but that's the entire thing. These are other terminologies. You can read these terminologies. These are just terminologies, definitions. These are terminologies, okay? Yes, read them. Benefits of data warehousing, they're here, okay? They're here. You can read all these, the benefits, okay? Okay, have a meeting, guys, at 8. So, guys, you can read all this. Read this. You read this. Yes, this is the end. So these are the practice questions for you. These are the practice questions. Yes, what's GIS? What's remote sensing? What? This will guide you as you prepare yourselves for the final examination. Okay? Yes. Okay. Okay. So, gentlemen and ladies, I thank you, first of all, for this lecture. I told you this is the end of our course in information systems. Okay? And it has been great interacting with you online. I know we shall be able to meet physical. I don't know when, whether it's this year or 2022, nobody knows. So unless you use historical data and predict the future, either you use machine learning and know whether we shall be able to meet 2021 or 2022. Physical, that's what I mean. So that's it, guys. Any questions, please? Any questions?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Matia.
I was just inquiring to know that for us to prepare in time. When are you doing exams?
Oh, okay. Exams, well, what you need to do now, or what you need to know now, is you should be prepared. You should be prepared because we have institutions are opening according to the National Council for Higher Education, but of course starting with the medical students. That one So medical students, you have already even seen the the timetable, examination timetable. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? Because when you see smoke, that means it's fire. There's some fire somewhere. So basically, you must be ready. That's an indicator that you are also probably near doing your exam. So just be prepared. That's what I can tell you now. I may not be exact on the date, but just be ready. Okay, just be ready. Yep. Any other? Any other?
Good morning, sir.
Yes, Dennis.
Now we are going for another exams. We have done one. We have not seen our results. They said, I don't know. What is the university thinking?
Okay. Oh, okay. I think no. Everything is being handled at management level. That's at management level. So you need not to worry about that. Okay. Yes, you did the exam. You have not seen the results. Okay. But like I told you, this is not something that we caused. This was something beyond us. It is COVID, the COVID thing, the COVID thing. But everything is being managed or handled. So don't worry.
Okay, my worry is not that much, but now you see, if you have done exams and you have not seen results, you don't know whether you have passed or you have failed. Then you are going for another set. So don't you think it will be a little bit psychological challenge? And I
Okay.
even worry for the first years because they have not done exams. They have finished another second semester. They are going for exams. They have. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's a worry. Yeah, I understand. But management is going to work on that. Hopefully, it will pass communication and on what is on the next steps. Okay, just wait for the next steps. Okay, wait for the next steps from management. But I understand your point. In my capacity, I'll be able to relay it to management. Okay, and I hope we'll be able to address that and see. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. COVID has got some of those impacts. Okay, mentally and socially and many ways, many aspects. People are affected. People are affected in many ways. So I understand. Yes. Any other?
Sir, maybe some notes are missing on the bill like this one which we just presented right now.
Really?
Yeah, it's not there. Some notes are missing.
Okay. It is there, but
Actually, sir,
yeah.
I had a concern. I was thinking if it were possible, you maybe zip the notes, maybe an email to coordinators. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed, it's the best.
I zip and email to connectors.
Yeah, in the same.
Because it seems you see the B also has its own problems.
Which okay, but the B
Because we tried downloading some notes, especially for like HCI. It was not opening, and
are people? How about others? Have others been able to do that? If others have done
actually,
it, you can also contact them and find out how they did it. Some people are able to download and be able.
So we've downloaded, but some notes are missing.
Okay, the last topic, this one here.
I think I was thinking maybe because of the order. I don't know. Maybe we would just see number like 1, 2 up to the last subject we get.
Okay,
clearly.
no problem. No, I'm going to do that. No problem.
I was suggesting you just send the notes from lecture 1 up to the last lecture.
I resend on email.
On
Yeah, on
email,
the
at least.
yeah.
On email, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it's okay. So the coordinators keep in touch with me or remind me, okay? And then I send to you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Well, I think there are no more questions, no more comments. So it has been great meeting you and interacting with you ever since we began. So I just wish you all the best in your reading as you prepare for exams. All right then. Have a good day and bye bye.
All right, bye too.